Welcome to Yoga with Carolyn. I'm super excited to be with you today. Today I've decided to do a mostly standing yoga practice for those of us maybe that have knees that don't like to get up and down as fast, or maybe we have an injury, maybe we're a little bit stiff today and we just need to take something where we're not up and down so much. So welcome. With that, we're going to start out in the middle of our mats. Actually, you can start at the foot edge. I'm going to start in the middle of my mat so I can see you. And I just want you to start to root down through our feet, spreading our toes, pushing down through our heels. Let's start to engage our quads and become aware of our tailbone, our pelvis. Now, can we tuck under so that tailbone drops straight to the floor? It's not sticking out and it's not scooping too far. Now, let's start to wrap our core around us. Hug it in like maybe we've got a little skinny pair of jeans on. We're not pulling in and drawing and rounding our back. We're just engaging our core to support us. We're going to drop our shoulders. Palms are going to face forward and take a breath right here. And then from here, let's inhale. Start to sweep our arms up, push down through the floor, reaching up through our fingertips. Exhale, release our right. Let's reach over with that left hand. Inhale, coming back up. Again, push down through the feet, lift up through the hands. Exhale, release our left, reach over with that right. Oh, my back just cracked. Felt nice. Now let's inhale, come up, interlace our fingers, flip those palms, lengthen, reaching up. Create that space, maybe looking up at our fingertips if it's comfortable on the neck. If not, just keep that gaze forward. And exhale, let's start to release. So as I promised, we're going to stay up on our feet most of the time. Normally I would come down to the floor and do hands and knees. I'm going to flip sideways so you can see what we're going to do. We're going to do our cat-cow standing. So again, we're rooted down through our feet. Feet should be no wider than our hips. We're going to soften or maybe deeply bend our knees. Our hands are going to rest on our thighs. From here, we're going to inhale, lengthen, exaggerate, open up the front of our body. And then exhale, rounding, drawing our chin to our chest, our navel to our spine. Feel like you're in that cat position. Again, inhale, let's lengthen, lifting up. Create space in the front. As we exhale, round, draw that navel in, chin to the chest. Again, inhale, let's lengthen. And exhale, let's round. One more time, inhale as we lengthen. Exhale, rounding. And then inhale, stand back up to that nice straight spine. So again, quads engaged, glutes lifted, tailbone dropping down. We're going to work a little bit on balance. Stay at your front edge. I'm just going to turn towards you. We have lots of ways to balance. Normally I do this again on our hands and knees. So root down through the right foot. And I want us to start out bringing ourselves up onto those left toes. So if I feel good here, I'm going to move on. If I'm a little bit wobbly, I stay right here. If I need a wall, I can move to the wall. If I would like a countertop, find a countertop. Now maybe I just start to lift that left knee a little bit. So again, and maybe that right arm goes up above my head. Let's slowly release. So again, lots of options for us today. Building balance is important. Let's root down through that left foot. Come up onto the right toes. And then slowly start to bring that right knee. And then we can take that left arm up if it's available. If we're hanging onto the wall, remember, we're just going as far as we can. Smiling and breathing. And let's slowly release. Now we are going to do my standing version of sun salutation. So come with me again, step to that front edge of our mat. So let's inhale, sweeping arms up. As we exhale, we're going to fold. I'm going to soften my knees. I'm going to place my hands on my shins. And then we're going to come back so our hands are on those knees or right above the knees. And we're going to lengthen. Think cobra right here. And then come back to a neutral spine. We're going to step our right foot back, stretch through our calf. Bring that right foot forward. Step the left foot back, push back through the heel. Oh, very nice. Come back. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale. So inhale, lengthen. Softening our knees on our exhale, unfolding. Hands come all the way to the shin if they can reach. And then slide back up to the knees. Lengthen cobra. Neutral spine, step the left foot back this time. Maybe take the arms up, or maybe not. Hands can also stay to the heart, push back through the right heel, come back to the center, inhale, sweep those arms up, beautiful. Exhale, release. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, let's fold again, soften those knees, hands to the shins, halfway back up, extend, now lengthen, so a little bit of a back bend right here. Neutral spine, right foot steps back, hands can stay on the thighs, hearts are up overhead. I'm gonna take it over my head this time. Push back through that right heel, stepping forward. Now maybe we don't step back as far, that's okay. Push back, bring it up, inhale, let's rise. Exhale, let's fold. One more time, a little faster. Inhale. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale, halfway back up, lifting, extending through our spine. Neutral spine, arms up. Left foot steps back first. Come back to center. Right foot steps back first. Come back to center. Inhale, let's rise up. Exhale, rise. So do we keep our core in? Now we're going to continue with our standing poses. But this time we're going to come into the center of our mat. And I want you to walk your feet 3 to 4 feet apart. We're going to take our arms out. My ankles should be close to underneath my wrist. And we're going to rotate our left toes towards the front of our mat. So my right foot is at 90 degrees to my left. And we're going to bend in our left knee, finding our warrior two. And then activate the right quad, push back through that right pinky toe, sinking. And maybe I'm up here. That is okay. Finding where our knee will allow us to go. Our hips do stay square to the long side of our mat. Now straighten out our left leg. We're going to rotate our left toes, take that right foot, pivot. We're going to bend in that right knee. Very nice. Again, I'm rooting back through my left pinky toe. Left quad engaged, glutes work starting to activate. Tailbone is sinking down. This knee is trying to bend as much as it's comfortable. Now we're going to take our legs straight. We're going to rotate those right toes. We're going to rotate our left toes again. Let's bring our hands to our heart as we get into this one. As we bend in that left knee, I'm going to activate that right leg, drop back into the pinky toe. Now I can extend my arms. I can keep my hands at my heart. And we're going to start to bring our left forearm to our thigh. Reach that right arm up. So maybe I can't reach all the way down. Maybe I'm up here. But I'm engaging my core. I'm working to sink deeper into this hip. But I'm reaching my fingertips out. Inhale, let's come all the way back up. Beautiful. Let's straighten out our left leg and reach our left rib cage out, out, out. Take our left hand to our shin, the thigh. Again, I'm using my core. I'm not pushing in. I'm not dropping in. I'm lifting out. Very nice. That's inhale. Come back to our center. We're going to rotate our left toes towards this parallel to the back edge of our mat. Right toes turn. Let's inhale. Exhale, bend in that right knee. Beautiful. Again, our hands can come to our hearts. If my shoulders are tired, I'm going to bend maybe a little deeper. And let's start to bring our right forearm or our right hand to our thigh. Reach that left arm. Just reach it up and out. Maybe bending deeper in that right knee. Inhale, let's come all the way back up. Now we're going to straighten our right leg, reach our right rib cage all the way forward. Take that right hand again to the thigh, the knee, the shin. I am not touching, I am using my core, and I can always come back up. Now my legs are active. My right quad is working, my left quad is working, my glutes are engaged as we lift up. And then coming all the way back through. We're going to rotate both toes in the same direction. Now I like to take my hands out to a T, but maybe today we bring our hands to our hips. I want you to push down through the outside edges of our feet. We're going to inhale, lengthen, and exhale, we're going to start to fold. Now I'm going to stop at halfway, and I'm going to see how I'm doing. Now maybe I just rest right here with my hands on my thighs. Maybe my hands walk to my shins. Or maybe my hands go all the way to the floor. I do want you to rest your hands on something rather than hang without the support. Now we're going to keep those front of the legs nice and active. And then we can walk our hands back up our legs, or we can take our arms out to the T's, or we can have our hands on the hips as we come all the way up. Very nice. Now let's bring our feet together. We're gonna heel toe them in, or step. I'm good with whatever. Again, coming back to rooting down through our feet. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see this. My feet are no wider than my hips. And we're gonna just start to take our arms up. Let's bring our hands to our heart, and we're gonna sink back. So we're pushing those hips back, think squat. Now, if today we are protecting your knees, be very, very mindful of them. And then we're gonna come up. So we're gonna engage our glutes, keep that core wrapping in, and sink back again. Coming back up. And again. Now, maybe I get deeper, and maybe I never go up beyond an inch or two, right? And maybe I'd like to start to take my hands up on either side of my ears. One more just like this. Just becoming aware. And come back, hands at the hearts. Let's go ahead and open up our chest and our shoulders a little bit more. So we're gonna roll this left shoulder on our back. So we're gonna reach it around. Now maybe my hand stops right here in the middle of my back. Perfectly okay, right? I'll just hang out. I'll just focus and breathe here. But if that left hand can reach all the way into that right elbow, I'm gonna hang out right here. Drop both shoulder blades down our backs and breathe. Starting to open to feel the movement in our body. Maybe our legs are a little tingly because they've worked. We feel the blood flow going to new places. And slowly release. Let's roll that right shoulder on our backs. Take that right hand. Again, as far behind us as we can. If we stop in the middle, great. We're just going to hang out here. If we can get it into that left elbow, we'll drop both shoulders down. So my idea with this one is accessible to everybody. If we're stiff, if we're injured, if we're sore, maybe we've had big workouts. It doesn't matter why. I just want us to move and feel. And slowly release. Let's take those arms up. Now we're gonna have two options here. Our first option is that bent elbow, and I'm gonna reach back for my shoulder blade, and I'm gonna hang out here. This should be getting me a stretch in the triceps and a little bit in the shoulder. If I can, I'm gonna take that right elbow up behind me. If I can, I'm gonna take my left hand and grab my right fingers. And I'm gently pulling open and pushing the back of the head into the forearm on my right side. And slowly release. So again, come here, grab the back, or take that left hand to the right shoulder blade. Option one. Option two is to come all the way up. And option three is to bring this right hand. And again, some days with big workouts, we just need something that's a little bit less get up and down, a little more accessible to us. Or maybe we've had that injury to our knees, maybe we have hips, back. I just hope that everybody can move with yoga and slowly release. Just a big, big shoulder roll right here. How we feeling? Okay, so we're moving on. We're gonna do a few more chest openers. So option one, take our hands behind us. And maybe they don't touch. So maybe they just come and grab the sides of my hips, right? Lengthen, lift up, draw the elbows back. Option two, interlace the fingers, reach the knuckles to the floor. Open up, lengthen. Very nice. One more big breath right here. Feel the stretch across the chest. And slowly release. So I really like that. I've been incorporating a lot more push-ups into my workout. So I felt that across my chest, right? Now, we are going to come back with our feet underneath us. We're gonna leave that chest alone. We're gonna go looking into our hamstrings. We're gonna take those arms up. Inhale, lengthen. As we exhale, again, I'm softening my knees. I'm turning sideways so you can see. We're gonna place our hands to our shins, maybe to our ankles, and maybe, just maybe, to the floor. Now if I'm here and I want to start to lengthen my legs, I can. I'm going to draw my navel up and in. And I want to fold in half. So I want my belly button to come closer to my legs.
And I'm gonna let my head reach towards the floor. Now, why do we do a bent? Well, first off, it would be stretching at our hamstring. But another reason, maybe we can't get into a headstand or an inversion like that. This, if we look around, our world is upside down, right? Gives us a little bit different perspective. And maybe right now in this time, we need that different perspective, right? I'm gonna start to hook my hands underneath my feet, getting into my calves. One more big breath here, and then slowly release. Now we're gonna roll up, so soften those knees again. We're gonna roll up, stack those vertebrae one at a time, coming up nice and slow. And just rest for a moment, pause right here. So we're gonna work a little bit more on balance before we come to the last two poses that we are gonna do on the ground. Again, balance, it can be by a wall, it can be by a countertop. You can take me anywhere that you need to be. Now we're gonna shift our weight into our left leg, and we're gonna start out by stepping this right foot back. Now maybe this is all I get. Left knee slightly bent. Maybe I can step all the way back. So I'm gonna stay up on my toes if it's there, and I'm gonna create a drop in my hips, a nice straight line down my back leg. My shoulders are gonna come back over my hips and hang out here. Again, I can be in that shortened stance. I'm not even in a full lunge right now. But my balance, right? I'm working it. My core has to work. My glutes are working. My hands can stay to my hips. I'd love if your hands can make it to your heart. One more breath here. And slowly bring that right foot back up. How do we do? Do we balance all right? Perfect. So we're gonna do this left leg. So we're gonna step again, left foot back. Maybe it goes back just a foot or two, right? Right knee softly bent, hips squared to the front, hands at the heart. Now if I'm short in my stance, it's okay to be on my heel. Now I'm gonna take a bigger step back. Root down through my right heel. I'm gonna straighten my left leg. I'm gonna start to sink my hips and find that balance again. My core is wrapping around, glutes are working. Is one side easier to balance than the other for us? Now let's step that left foot back in. How do we do? Awesome. So go ahead and make our way down to the ground. If getting on the ground is not available for us today, just pause and work on what we just did. Now, I'm gonna have a seat, and I hope you do too. We're gonna extend our left leg out in front of us. We're gonna draw our right heel in. Now maybe I've stuck with me, but I didn't get down. I can just do another forward fold like we did a moment ago, where I soften my knees and let my hands walk down my legs. So from here, we're gonna lengthen. So push down through our sit bones. Reach those arms up, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Let the hands float. They do not need to touch the toes. Mine are only at my knee right now. Keeping my spine lengthened, I'm folding, folding again. And I'm gonna hang out right here. Give me one more breath. And then we're gonna walk back up nice and gently. We're gonna switch, extend out through our right leg. Now say my leg does not bend over here. Maybe just take it out of the way so that my focus is here. Otherwise, we're gonna bring that heel in to wherever it can go. Again, we're gonna push down through our sit bones. We're gonna lengthen through our spine. Take our arms up, inhale. Exhale, lengthen, let the hands float. Again, my hands this time are just below my knee, but I'm not even reaching for my toes. So again, I'm gonna lengthen and see if I can fold a little deeper. One more breath right here. And slowly come back. Now we're gonna bring the soles of our feet together. Now, maybe our knees are up here. What do? I roll up my mat. I'm not gonna roll up my mat, I'm just gonna grab a blanket because I have handy, but roll up your mat as much as you need. It can be high. If you have blankets, grab them as well. I'm gonna sit on the edge So I'm not very far back on it. And then I'm going to bring my feet back together again. And this allows my knees to open. It actually puts my pelvis underneath my shoulders. So from here, lengthen. And let's fold into it. I think my hip is going to pop. Maybe not. Okay. So I'm not trying to get to my biggest fold. I'm just trying to feel that stretch in here. Those inner thighs can be tight a lot. And if we have imbalances in the inside and outside of our legs, the front and the back, we tend to fall. We don't want that. Or our knees get injured. And we're going to slowly come up. Now I just like to grab underneath my knees and just extend those legs. Shake them out. Now we're going to come to the middle front edge of our mats. Make sure we have plenty of room to roll down behind us. And we're either going to hang on, or if that core can handle it today, we're going to challenge it and roll down nice and slow. Now once we get all the way down, we're going to just keep our knees bent, and we're just going to place our hands on our lower belly. And I want you to take a few deep breaths in. And really feel our belly rise and fall. Now let's say you stuck with me, but you're not on the ground. You can stand and rest your hands on your belly. And take that big, big breath in. And then exhale, let it all out. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, let it all out. Now we're going to extend our right arm up overhead, and we're going to roll onto that right side. Draw the knees towards the chest, and just pause here. And from here, let's push down through our left hand and come back to seated. We're standing wherever we are today. Sitting up tall, standing up tall, drop our shoulders. Inhale, let's start to sweep those arms up. Exhale, let our hands flow back down. One more time. Inhaling. Exhale as we draw our hands to our heart center. Thank you all for practicing sharing your yoga practice with me today. The divine light in me honors and acknowledges the divine light in you. Namaste. Don't forget to like, share, especially with all of our stiff friends or friends that just need a little bit more gentle practice, right? Have a fabulous day.